Yo, what's going on? Cool Geeks Tribunal back, full effect, Chester Hero Cups all the way up. Yes, yes, yes. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Yo, my man got in the kitchen, mixed it all up in the pot, came out with Black Adam to serve up for the people, the people's champ. Listen, shout out to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. My man did a good job with Black Adam. So much to unpack with this movie. Let's talk about it. Not a perfect movie, but a really good movie. What I got from it was, if you recall a story, actually pretty recent story, Black Adam, World War III, it seemed to have drawn a lot of inspiration from that. So in that movie, in that comic book, basically his family was taken out. He's going on emotional tirade. He's going out. He's killing everybody, laying everything down, and there's nobody to stop him. And they're trying to throw all sorts of superheroes at him, and he's just laying everybody down, killing them, playing for keeps. So that's basically what's conveyed in this movie. Cinematically, it's not, they didn't take it to the whole world, but if you saw the post-credit scene with, at this point, no spoilers here, I think everybody knows who came out. Superman, that might be where this movie is going, because we see Amanda Waller's trying to call in the heavy hitters to handle Black Adam. So the DC universe now, as it's known, because James Gunn has taken over as the CEO, he is the man over at DC. I think that we may start getting a lot more hits within the DC universe than what we used to get. So let's count them. The hits, where did it go right? Wonder Woman, the original. Aquaman, Man of Steel. I would say Snyder Cut Justice League. Those are the hits of DC universe. The misses. Wonder Woman 1984. Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie, always great, but aside from her, another miss. I would say Suicide Squad. And the biggest miss of them all, I would definitely say Batman v Superman. Oh, the Batman that just recently came out, that's a hit. But that Batman v Superman, that should have been the biggest hit, because you got the two heavy hitters, Batman, Superman, and they going at it cinematically, live action. How you dropped the ball on that one. And Wonder Woman was actually the bright spot in that movie. But aside from that, that's what it is with that. But let's talk about this blockbuster, right? So, excuse me, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, killing it, did a great thing with this one. His passion project, been at it for a very long time. He said about 15 years he's had this thing cooking and wanted to get it out to the people. So I'm glad he took his time, and hopefully this is the beginning of great things to come. The range that he showed while dealing with this movie was great. It called for emotion because the story has some twists as far as how he became Black Adam that the audience may have not expected. So that was really cool. Dealing with tragedy, even though the character at times seemed to be a little bit stoic, or his performance was, maybe that's what the character called for. And another iteration is showing him he had, with the Shazam and Superman, versus a Black Adam animated movie that came out in 2010. I really liked the way he was depicted there. He had a little bit more humor to him, a little bit more personality, but the Rock pretty much captured the essence of him. And he did have timely jokes that weren't like overly silly and just, out of place. Like what, Marvel pumped out, to use a to reference, poor jokes were in Thor Love and Thunder, right? So this movie got it right. Um The Rock, the only critique I would give to him on his take on this role was that Black Adam is from a certain time period in the Middle East. There was no attempt that I could tell to make this an accent that reflected where the Black Adam's heritage is. And the reason I point that out is because I'll look at like an actor from like an English actor, a British actor, and you have like Tom Holland, and he does the voice of a kid from Queens when he's playing Spider-Man. He does it very well. We have Idris Elba, when he's playing an American, he does the voice very well. Even though he has typically an English accent. So that's something that I would definitely would have liked to, have him bring to the role and and the character, because I think it's important. Everybody else that he's championing in that area, in that land, they have an accent. All the other actors, everybody speaks like where they're from. And I think that, just to give it more authenticity, you have to definitely make an attempt at it, and I don't know, get a coach or voice act, somebody that can help you pull that off. But anyway, it was cool to see the Justice Society in it. Shout out to Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. Shout out to Aldous Hodge as Hawkman. Very cool to see Hawkman cinematically, live action. And my only critique with him was just, looking at him, Aldous Hodge with the mask on, the Hawkman helmet. It was kind of funny because as great of an actor as he is, and he's done, great roles as, like Ron Brown. Oh no, I'm sorry, Jim Brown in One Night in Miami, where he was supposed to be, like I said, Jim Brown, and he's there with Muhammad Ali, Sam Cooke, and Malcolm X, and they were talking about the civil rights movement, and that was a really great role. And then what he's done in other things, but I kept seeing him as MC Ren in Straight Outta Compton, under that mask when he got angry. And the reason he looked like that to me at that time was I remember how he made the same face when he was upset, playing MC Ren when Ice Cube, when he heard on the radio Ice Cube's No Vaseline dissing the remaining members of NWA. Hilarious. So shout out to Aldous Hodge. He's definitely doing this thing. Keep the good work coming. But that was cool because, the Justice Society, those aren't characters that's as popular as this Justice League characters. And, the Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, all of those guys. And they really pulled it off in this movie in a way that a whole Justice League movie did not. So hopefully going forward that this is a lot more that we can expect. Now, what I got from this whole thing, and I'm excited about, is the potential fight between The Rock's Black Adam and Henry Cavill's Superman. First of all, Superman, again, the blue is right. We got the curly Q. I can't do the curly Q because I got a lot more in common with The Rock's Black Adam in terms of, our hairstyle and trying to get in the gym to match, Mr. Johnson's thing. But Yeah, got a lot more in common with him than that. But just to know that that curly Q and that blue suit came through correct cinematically is important because that's the Superman that people know and love. And you got to give the people what they want. You got to give the people what they're accustomed to, what they, so that in that way they can become more invested in the character and feel more connected. And you can give something new with new adventures, but give them like that classic look because I think, just from a comic book standpoint, I think that's kind of where the New 52 kind of went wrong. They were trying to do a little bit too much with like old characters, and I don't, they just kind of went left with it. But in this, it's important to bring it back, especially because a lot of the audience that goes to see these movies, they don't read the comic book anyway. A lot of people do read the comic book, but then you have many people that are just into it for the movies, and that's okay too, but I think it's something that's just more identifiable to people when you approach it that way. So for everybody that is excited about this movie, that's enjoyed this movie, they definitely touch on some really important aspects of it, like the militia and that the government and these guys that are taking over the country and subjugating everybody, how excited they are to finally have a champion that can step up for them, aside from this little boy that keeps running up on them and giving these soldiers a hard time. But he's not making a dent with any of that. He can't stop any of that. So now when you have Black Adam back and he's actually standing up for the people and fighting by bad guy rules, it's interesting to see how now the governments feel that they have to, or shadow organizations feel like, ran by Amanda Waller through Cadmus, now that they have to send somebody over here to get Black Adam. And I'm like, as the lady pointed out in the movie when she took the, Hawkman and the rest of Justice Society to task and said, well, y'all didn't care about us before. What right do you feel you have to come over here now? And because there's this brown superhero, this brown complexion superhero that's just as powerful as Superman, and nobody can stop him and handle him on this planet, do you now need to come over and get involved with what's going on in the business of the people of that country? So, what do they say? They pull out, oh, we have some ancient text and keeping all of that a secret, that they know the truth and this, that, and the other. So they always got some secret information that nobody else has to justify these actions, to just swoop in and not respect the boundaries and the barriers of this country. So that was really interesting take on just the dynamics of how a third world country gets dealt with. And we really see like where it goes, but hopefully this is a sign of more things to come. It continues to increase and there's consistency with it. That's really the thing. We want really like consistency. Hopefully we get more. As excited as we are with Henry Cavill coming in, when James Gunn gets there, hopefully he'll see more of a value of having James Patterson's Batman as opposed to Ben Affleck's. But we'll see how that happens. I don't know how they're going to balance two current Batman all in the same universe, unless they're going to do their own multiverse sort of thing. And we see what happens with that. So I don't know if this is DC Rebirth or DC 52 or what, but hopefully James Gunn and his crew will get over there and straighten all of this out. So let me know, what do you think of the James Gunn news? What do you think of having Henry Cavill come back and reprise his role of Superman? The curly Q is back. The right shade of blue on his as being the boy in blue, is back. The Rock, how do you think he did acting wise? This is his biggest opening debut of any movie he's ever done, and he's very excited. So shout out to him and congratulations to him on what he did and the good work he's doing. And just let me know. Leave it in the comments. Like us if you like us. Subscribe for the vibe. And let us know what you think of Black Adam in the direction of the DC studios now. No longer DCEU, DC Studios. Let us know what you think in the comments. Holla at me. Salute. We out. Cups all the way up. Peace.
Within us all live a Superman. Within our souls to survive. Don't you wish you were Superman? Or don't you wish you were Superman?